Good morning, Southwest. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, and this is Tiger Talk.
Blue and red, we wear with pride. Sixth grade dreams, they light the way. Building legends every day. We are the Tigers, hear us roar. Southwest spirit forevermore.
And welcome to the first Tiger Talk of November. Here is this week's agenda, but like always, let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Here is your weekly reminder of our mission statement, which is to ensure individual, academic, social, and emotional growth that leads to engaged citizens and lifelong learners. And of course, the best way to reach that mission is to exhibit our core values each and every day here at Southwest. Speaking of our core values, I'm looking for some Southwest students who are willing to share what these core values mean to them. I am looking at recording a segment in the Tiger Talk over the next couple weeks. So if you are interested, please reach out to me. I've already have a few that have reached out, and I will start pulling you in during flexes to do the interview segments. Of course, besides our mission, we also have our own building goals that we have covered over the last few weeks as well. Here is an update on our Southwest attendance through 2 months of school. So the column on the far right, that shows the students who are chronically absent. Those are students who have missed 17 days of school or more. So you can see we had 1 in September and 0 in October. That just means that one student is no longer a student here at Southwest. That column in the middle shows the students who have consistent attendance. So this is the percentage of students who have, on average, missed less than 2 days per month of school. If you are one of those students who struggles with attendance, here are some easy tips to help improve your attendance. The biggest thing is making sure you get enough sleep each night. And the best way to do this is to make sure all electronic devices are out of your room. Speaking of attendance, here are the winners of this week's Excellent Attendance Matter Prize. You see your name here, please come on down to the health office at some point to pick out your prize. Also, our students have earned the gym floor on Friday. And 7th graders, I know you missed out on your opportunity last Friday. You will get another opportunity to go to the gym floor. So, for both grades, when it is your time to go to the gym floor, please make sure you're putting your materials on the south side, which is circled in green. It is a normal 5-day week, which means it is a normal flex and advisory week. It is, however, a new month. So our monthly theme for November is all about managing stress. And we will have our community experts this month. We have 3 local veterans who are going to be talking to us next Tuesday. Your advisory teachers have been emailed a Q&A this morning. So between now and next Tuesday, if you have any questions for our local veterans, please relay them to your advisory teacher, and we'll get a list going for them. Again, that is next Tuesday, which means we will be running a community expert bell schedule. The month of November is also Native American Heritage Month. And did you know that we have 7 students who are American Indian here at Southwest? Here's a video talking a little bit more about Native American Heritage Month.
November is Native American Heritage Month. It honors the indigenous people who lived on the land that became the United States before Europeans arrived. Indigenous people are native to a particular area and often preserve their traditional ways of living. A century ago, a Seneca Indian named Dr. Arthur C. Parker realized that the contributions of Native Americans to the development of America ought to be recognized. He encouraged the Boy Scouts to have a special First Americans Day. Then, in 1914, a Native American Boy Scout named Red Fox James set out on his horse on a 4,000-mile journey to visit the governors of 24 states and gain their support for a national Native American holiday. In 1918, New York declared a state holiday on the second Saturday in May to recognize Native American achievements. Other states followed, and eventually in 1990, President George H.W. Bush proclaimed all of November as Native American Heritage Month. November is important to many Native Americans as a traditional time for celebration after a successful harvest season. During the month, Native Americans across the country, in both national and local celebrations, share their customs, culture, and legacy. How do you commemorate Native American Heritage Month in your family, school, or community?
Some good information there. Also, starting today, our book fair is running from today through November 12th. It will be open before school on an every other grade basis. So tomorrow, 6th grade can come to the media center to shop at the book fair. And then on Thursday, not Wednesday, Thursday, the 7th grade will come, and it'll rotate every day like that. After school, the book fair is open to anyone. If you are riding a bus, I would highly suggest you come before school because the buses are here and leave earlier than they have in years past. Students, your weekly reminder, if you see something going on that shouldn't be, please make sure you are reporting that to an adult. And students, you know that we are a high reliability schools district here at Albert Lea. What this means is that we have systems in place to make sure that you students are feeling safe, supportive, and collaborative. That also there's effective teaching going on in each one of your classrooms, and we are currently working on having a guaranteed and viable curriculum in each of your classes. And a couple weeks ago, we had you take our HRS Level 1 survey. If you remember, there was a series of questions, and you were to say if you strongly agree, if you felt neutral, you disagreed, or strongly disagreed. I am going to share the results of that survey here on the Tiger Talk. For convenience, we have turned in the answers into numbers. So a strongly agree is the same as a 5. An agree is equal to a 4, neutral 3, disagree 2, and strongly disagree 1. And here's what I mean. So in the top left corner here, you can see the question was, I feel Southwest Middle School is a safe place. There are the responses over each school year we have asked that question. But we are currently in the 25-26 school year, which is highlighted here. The next column highlighted shows us that there was 357 students who responded to this year's survey. The next column shows the standard deviation. Students, what you can think about standard deviation. The closer that number is to 0, the more answers of the same answer was given. So for example, if everybody put down agree, which is a 4, our standard deviation would be 0. So the closer that number is to 0, the more in agreement everyone was to that question. The next column is showing the mean, which is just the average number or response given. That number that's highlighted in green is taking the mean from this year's score and subtracting the original score. So if it's green, that means that we have increased that score. If it's red, that means the score has decreased. And of course, the mode is the number that occurred most often. So for each year, our mode was 4, which means that most students agreed that Southwest Middle School is a safe place. All right, and advisory teachers, in a moment here, I'm going to have you pause this. And students, this has all 9 questions that you were asked, and it also has the last 4 years worth of responses as well. So advisory teachers, at this time, you can go ahead and pause the Tiger Talk and have your students see any trends within this data. All right, switching gears here. Students, what you're looking at here is a bird's eye view of Southwest. There's a lot of lines and a lot of words here, but I will try my best to make sense of this. So what this is showing is the drop-off and pickup for after or before school. Before school, you can be dropped off in that area where it says only for AM drop-off. after school, you can see that the lanes become a one-way, which are highlighted in red. We ask that families do not pick up students where the buses are. You can wrap all the way around the school or along Front Street, but do not park in the area where the buses are. And students, one way we want to make sure your social and emotional needs are being met is through what we are calling flex bunches. So Miss Crosby has put together different bunches of students depending on how they scored on the My Sabres screener back in the fall. If you have been selected to be a part of a flex bunch, you will meet once a week with Miss Crosby, and this will last anywhere between 4 and 8 weeks. Speaking of flexes, if you have been selected by 2 teachers and both have a priority day, which more than likely will happen on Mondays, students, you will choose which of those priorities you need to go to. As you can see here in this example, the student would either decide between Miss Stegman's math or Miss Steph's pick and pack. If only one teacher has requested you, then you will go to that teacher's flex. Conferences are next Monday from 11 to 7. Your family should have received an email 2 weeks ago from your advisory teacher. And students, you will want to make sure your learner story is updated as much as possible, including the work I am proud of for fall conferences. You will use your learner story to present this to your families next Monday. And it's not too late to join the WISE After School program. Again, this is free for all Southwest students. If you are in need of a ride, there is a smart bus after school that will give you a ride to the Y. The cost is $1 to ride the bus. And this week's happenings around Southwest takes us to math in Miss Dahlum's and Civil War letters in U.S. history. Badminton practice with Mr. Lingen's PE.
Strong and proud, voices rising up, shouting out loud.
Here are this week's positive winners. If you see your name here, please come on down to the health office to pick out a prize. Students, your weekly reminder, if you need to connect with Miss Crosby, our counselor, about anything, you can fill out a counselor connection form on your Chromebook. I know it feels like a spring day today, but looking at next week, the temperatures will be dropping. So students, please make sure you are dressing appropriately. Also, e-learning day expectations. In the event of a snow day, students, you will need to answer an attendance question posted in your advisory teacher's Google Classroom, and you are expected to check out your class's Google Classrooms to see what you need to do for the day. Here is your weekly reminder to fill out a Tiger's Den form if you are in need of any of the following products. Also included in the Tiger's Den is the Food for Backpacks program if you are interested in this. And with the end of October means the end of Inktober. So if you participated in Inktober, come down to Miss Sauer's class before school, after school, or during flex. She will check your Inktober books, hand you a locker badge, and also an Inktober button. All right, and we will update everyone with Q2 standings in next week's Tiger Talk, but here is a look at our first quarter winners from our team competition. And students, we have no emergency drills scheduled for the week. You want to make sure that you are familiar with our 3 most common types, which are a secure, hold, and lockdown. In any event, we will try to give you as much information over the PA system as we can.
Eagles soar high, Southwest Middle School, shining like the sky in the halls we roam through.
Some winter sports season has already kicked off, but for others, it's not too late to get registered. So boys and girls interested in wrestling need to do so before November 24th. Our boys basketball season will start after winter break. And this week, our U12 girls hockey team is still undefeated as they beat Minnesota River 10-3 on Sunday. And our robotics team is busy getting ready for their first competition in Southland. Here is a video highlight of their practice.
Coach, how are you?
We haven't learned our score yet. I'm still trying to learn.
And very excited to see how they do next Saturday. Our Pee Wee boys hockey team is still undefeated as they had a big win over the weekend as well. Here's a look at our home events for the week, but first, here's a look at the forecast for the week. And our only home event is Thursday as our 7th grade girls basketball takes on the Falcons of Faribault here at Southwest. That start time is at 4:15. Well, and that's going to be it for this week's episode. You have yourself a Tigerific week, everyone.
In the heart of Minnesota where the eagles soar high, Southwest Middle School, shining like the sky. In the halls we roam free, learning life every day. With our friends, it's a breeze, together we'll find our way. All Southwest, we stand strong in every class and along. From the playground to the arts, you light up our hearts. Teachers guide with a smile through each challenge.